The studio lights blaze down on the vibrant set of the Kelly Clarkson Show, where the audience is buzzing with anticipation. Kelly Clarkson, in her signature casual chic style, beams as she introduces her guest, country music legend Tim McGraw. The crowd erupts and cheers as Tim strides out, all smiles, his cowboy hat tipped just right. Kelly, ever the warm host, starts with a light-hearted jab about Tim's recent fitness transformation, referencing his 2019 book, Grit Grace. "Tim, you're looking like you could bench press a horse. How's Faith Hill keeping up with all this?" she teases, drawing laughs. Tim chuckles, sharing how Faith's tough love pushed him to get healthy, but there's a flicker of unease in his eyes when Kelly presses on about his strict diet. The conversation shifts to his latest album, Standing Room Only, and Kelly, in her enthusiastic way, asks about a rumored controversial lyric that some fans think shades a political figure. Tim shifts in his seat, his smile tightening, and says, "Kelly, you know I don't get into that noise. I sing about life, love, and what's real to me." The audience claps, but Kelly, catching a vibe, pushes a bit further. "Oh, come on, Tim, you're a straight shooter. Give us a hint. Was it about someone specific?" Her playful tone doesn't land as intended, and Tim's jaw clenches. He leans forward, voice low. "I don't play those games, Kelly. Let's talk music, not rumors." The crowd senses the tension, and the murmur ripples through. Kelly, trying to keep it light, pivots to a fan question about his tour, but Tim's demeanor has shifted. He's polite but guarded. As the segment rolls on, they discuss his daughters, Gracie, Maggie, and Audrey, and a sweet anecdote about Faith surprising him with a birthday cake on tour softens the mood momentarily. But when Kelly circles back to the album, asking about its deeper message, Tim's patience seems to fray. "Look, I'm here to share my heart, not stir up drama," he says, a bit sharper than before. The audience holds its breath as Kelly, sensing the misstep, tries to laugh it off, but the air feels charged. Tim adjusts his hat, his smile gone, and says, "Maybe we should take a breather." He stands, waves to the crowd, and walks off to stunned gasps. Kelly, caught off guard, calls after him, "Tim, wait, we're just vibing." But he's already backstage. The producer signals for a commercial break, and the audience buzzes with confusion. Was this a planned bit or a real clash? Kelly, ever professional, flashes a grin and says, "Well, folks, that's lived vast day with us." As the cameras cut backstage, the chaos is palpable. Tim paces in the green room, his team trying to calm him. "I didn't sign up to be grilled about politics," he mutters, running a hand through his hair. His manager, Sarah, reminds him that Kelly's style is playful, not malicious, but Tim's frustrated. "I've spent years keeping my music about unity, not division," he says, referencing his 2021 duet with Tyler Hubbard, Undivided, which called for empathy amid national tensions. Meanwhile, Kelly, still on set, is rattled but determined to salvage the show. She huddles with her producers, who urge her to address the walk-off when they return from the break. "He's a pro, he'll come back, right?" Kelly asks, her voice tinged with worry. The audience, still buzzing, speculates wildly as some think it's a stunt. Others sense genuine tension. Social media is already lighting up with clips of Tim's exit, fans debating whether Kelly crossed the line. Back in the green room, Faith Hill, who'd been watching from the wings, steps in. "Tim, you know Kelly didn't mean to push you," she says, her voice calm but firm. Tim sighs, admitting he overreacted but felt cornered. "I just don't want my music twisted into something it's not," he explains. Faith, ever his anchor, suggests he go back out and clear the air. On set, Kelly preps a heartfelt apology, her team pulling up a clip of Tim's 2019 appearance where they bonded over chicken and dumplings to remind everyone of their chemistry. As the show resumes, Kelly addresses the audience solo, her voice steady but sincere. "Yeah, sometimes live TV gets a little too live, you know. Tim's a friend, and I might have pushed a bit hard. Let's give him some love and see if we can get him back out here." The crowd cheers, hopeful. Behind the scenes, Tim's team gets word that Kelly's smoothing things over, and he softens, realizing the misunderstanding. He agrees to return, but only if they stick to music and family. Sarah relays this to Kelly's team, and they quickly pivot the segment to focus on Tim's upcoming tour and a surprise fan gift, a custom guitar strap from a local artisan. As Tim steps back on stage, the audience roars, and Kelly meets him with a hug, whispering, "I'm sorry, man." Tim nods, his smile returning, and says, "Let's do this right." The tension eases, and they dive into a fun story about his daughter Audrey's European tour with Brandi Carlile, the crowd hanging on every word. The show's rhythm picks back up, and Kelly, now hyper-aware of Tim's boundaries, steers the conversation to safer ground. She asks about his favorite tour moments, and Tim lights up, sharing a story about a fan who proposed during his set at the Music City Rodeo in May 2025. This guy holds up a sign mid-song, "Hey, marry me, Jess." And I had to stop singing to cheer him on, Tim says, grinning. The audience eats it up, and Kelly, back in her element, shares her own fan moment from her Las Vegas residency. Kelly Clarkson, studio sessions. "I had a couple get engaged during a moment like these. I talk about pressure." She laughs. The chemistry between them feels genuine again, and the crowd's energy lifts. Kelly, sensing the moment, invites Tim to play a game called Country Karaoke, where they duet on a snippet of his hit "Highway Don't Care" with Taylor Swift and Keith Urban. The audience sings along, and Tim's back in his groove, his earlier frustration fading. Offstage, Faith watches with a relieved smile, texting their daughters about the roller coaster segment. Social media is still ablaze, but the narrative shifts. Fans now praise Tim's authenticity and Kelly's quick recovery. Some posts speculate about the controversial lyric, but most focus on the heartwarming recovery. Kelly's team, monitoring the buzz, decides to lean into the moment by posting a behind-the-scenes clip of the hug and the show's Instagram, captioned, "Just a little live TV spice. Love you, Tim." Tim, feeling the love from the crowd, shares a funny story about Faith critiquing his stage presence mid-show, echoing his 2019 comment about her look when he's faltering. The audience laughs, and Kelly jumps in. "Faith sounds like my mom when I forget my lines." The segment wraps with Tim gifting Kelly a signed copy of his album, and she promises to cook him Faith's favorite chicken and dumplings recipe from his 2019 appearance. As they wave to the crowd, the earlier drama feels like a distant memory, but the internet won't let it go. Clips of the walk-off are already trending. Post-show, the green room is a mix of relief and debriefing. Kelly stops by to check on Tim, bringing her signature humor. "So, are we still friends, or do I need to send Faith an apology pie?" she quips. Tim laughs, admitting he got a little hot under the collar. They talk it out, agreeing the political jab was a misfire. Kelly explains she was riffing off a fan question from X, not trying to stir controversy. Tim nods, sharing that he's sensitive about his music being politicized, especially after his 2024 birthday post for Faith sparked backlash for hinting at women's rights advocacy. "I just want to sing and bring people together," he says, echoing his undivided ethos. Kelly gets it, sharing how her own covers on Kellyoke sometimes get misread as statements. They bond over the pressures of fame in a polarized world, and Tim agrees to come back for a future episode to duet on her show's Karaoke segment. Meanwhile, the show's producers are thrilled that the drama's gone viral, boosting viewership. They're already planning a best-of clip reel featuring the moment, knowing it'll draw clicks. On X, fans are split. Some call Kelly tone-deaf for pushing, others defend her spontaneity, while Tim's loyalists praise his stand for keeping music pure. A few conspiracy-minded posts claim the walk-off was staged, but most see it as a real moment smoothed over by pros. Tim's team, wary of the buzz, drafts a statement for his socials. "Had a blast with Kelly. Today live TV keeps you on your toes. Grateful for the love and let's keep the music playing." Kelly's team posts a similar vibe, emphasizing their friendship. Back home, Faith and Tim laugh about the day over dinner, with Faith teasing, "You and your dramatic exits." Tim shrugs, saying, "Gotta keep it real, darlin'." The incident becomes a blip in their storied careers, but it's a reminder of how quickly a spark can ignite in the spotlight. The next day, The story dominates entertainment news outlets like Country Living and NBC run pieces titled Tim McGraw's Tense Kelly Clarkson Show Momenta What Happened? With clips circulating on YouTube. Some exaggerate the clash, calling it a feud, while others, citing Tim's 2019 appearances, note their history of friendly banter. Kelly addresses it on her Sirius XM channel, laughing, "Yeah, Tim and I are cool. Sometimes you hit a wrong note, and you just keep singing." Tim, on tour prep, posts a video of himself singing Nobody Knows the song he recorded for Faith's 23rd anniversary. Captioned, "For my fans, it's always about the music." The gesture quells some of the online heat, redirecting focus to his artistry. Industry insiders, though, see a lesson. Talk shows thrive on spontaneity, but in a divided climate, even light prodding can misfire. Kelly's team, aware of her show's toxic environment claims from 2023 Rolling Stone reports, doubles down on positive PR, highlighting her Emmy wins and fan love. Tim's health, a concern after his 2025 back surgery, also resurfaces in discussions, with fans hoping the stress didn't set him back. A source close to Tim tells People, he's fine, just protective of his craft. The incident sparks broader conversations about celebrity interviews and how much is too much when hosts push for headlines. On X, a fan posts, "Tim's right to walk off and leave politics out of music." While in other counters, "Kelly's just doing her job. It's a talk show, not a sermon." The debate keeps the moment alive, but both stars move on. Kelly preps for her next episode, featuring a cooking segment with Eva Longoria, while Tim gears up for a Colorado show, replacing his cancelled July gig. Their teams coordinate to ensure no bad blood lingers, planning a joint charity event to squash feud rumors. Weeks later, the dust has settled, but the moment lives on in pop culture lore. The Kelly Clarkson Show sees a ratings bump, with the episode replaying as a fan favorite on NBC's streaming platform. Clips of Tim's walk-off and Kelly's recovery are memed, with captions like "When you ask a country star the wrong question." Kelly leans into it, joking in her next Kellyoke intro about dodging drama like a pro. Tim, back on tour, dedicates a song to Faith, referencing their 1996 engagement story from his 2019 appearance, where she wrote "Yes" in lipstick on his mirror. Fans love the callback, and it softens the narrative around the clash. A joint Instagram live from Tim and Kelly a month later seals the reconciliation. They laugh about the storm off, cook chicken and dumplings together, and tease a duet for Kelly's Song Stories series. The internet, ever hungry for drama, moves on to the next headline, but the moment cements Tim and Kelly's resilience. Both stars, seasoned pros, know live TV is a tightrope, and they walked it with grace. The episode becomes a case study for talk show hosts: push for authenticity, but respect boundaries. For Tim, it's a reminder to stay true to his music-first ethos, while Kelly refines her knack for reading the room. Their friendship, rooted in mutual respect, emerges stronger, and fans eagerly await their next collaboration, proving that even a heated moment can end on a high note.